Hey everyone, Opal Essence here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little chit-chat while I style this human hair wig for my show on Wednesday. So, if you like what you see, if you want to see more, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into the video. So basically for this wig, it is a human hair wig, so we are going to need to use product in it to make sure it stays safe. And we're going to use a little heat on it just to give it the shape that I want to give it. First things first, you're always going to want to use a heat protectant. So we're just going to pump it. As you can tell, I'm having trouble with my hand today. I did recently go to the hospital and get surgery on my hand and foot as I had an infection in my bloodstream that basically almost took me out. But we're still here, we're still living, we're still thriving, and we're still doing wigs. So that's all I can ask for, right? So I'm very excited for Allstars 10. I was a big fan of season 17 as my sister, Miss Lydia Collins, was on there. Love Miss Butthole. She did such a good job, and it's exciting to see her back on the screen so quickly. I'm also excited to see Mistress Isabel Brooks, who I just recently got to work with at my bar, at my show, Illusions Party at Waterworks Pub. We also got to see a lot of people that returned that you weren't expecting to see, like my auntie, Miss Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Very, very exciting to see her back, and I got to help her with her package, so I'm very excited to see the wigs I created on the screen. We already have been able to see one of them. Here's the one you were able to see already. And let me just say, the wigs I created for her after that are 10 times even more polished. So get excited. I'm very excited to see what this season's format, how it works when they edit it. I know it's going to be a really cool, interesting idea, but it's always different once you edit something versus once you conceptualize it. So I'm very excited to see how that comes out. I'm sure it'll be great. The cast is sickening. Seeing people like Acid Betty back is just iconic. And I can't wait to see what she portrays on this season, to see how she acts, because she was such a staple on the season 8 cast. And it was just so cool to see her growth and just see her kind of shock everybody with being back. Because people really didn't think she was still here. Like, people thought she quit drag and was just focusing on makeup. So it's really cool to see her new evolution of Acid Betty. I'm also really excited to see Irene the Alien. She didn't get a lot of airtime, so that'll be exciting. And if you're in the Albany area, I suggest you come to my show, Diva Night with Filipina, on May 31st. We do have the guest of honor being Irene the Alien, and it will be at Waterworks Pub. It's a fundraiser for the Capital Pride Center, so make sure you come on out, support queer people, support a pride center that throws their pride together. Give them some extra coin if you can, just to make sure we help them out. Keep Pride going. And remember, Pride is a riot and always will be. It can be a party, it can be fun. We need to remember the importance of why we're here and why we have Pride. So do your research, do your homework, learn your history, you know, all that good jazz. So back to Allstars 10. We found out that the format is going to be tournament style, which is pretty cool. So there's going to be 3 brackets of 6 girls and 3 episodes for each bracket. So each bracket will compete in a 3-episode series, and I believe they will earn a badge if they are in the top 2, and then the winner earns like extra badges or something, and they get to give a badge to somebody. And so at the end of each of their 3 episodes, the 3 people with the most badges move on to the next round. And then we move on to the next bracket, and they do the same thing. And then we do the next bracket and the same thing until we get our final, I think it's 9 girls, if I can do math correctly. The final 9 girls for the season. The final 9 girls will compete for the title of the winner. So, we will see whoever makes the top 9 move forward, get to showcase more of their drag, and now we have a final cast with all 3 of the groups merged together with their final 3 of each group. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how the dynamics change in this switch of the episodes, because everybody's probably will be adjusted to these bracket groups, and then all of a sudden we're mixing them together to make a whole new dynamic. So it'll be interesting to see the drama, the fun, the laughter, the stories, all the good stuff, and the looks. These girls are not coming to mess around. These girls came to destroy the competition. So I'm very excited to see what they come in with and what they present so that we can see their growth. Some of these girls, as they said, haven't been on there for 15 years. That is such a long time to be doing drag in general and to be off TV in a fan base that is very focused on the newer seasons. So I'm very excited to see Phoenix on my screen again. She is such a sickening entertainer and show promoter. She basically runs all of Atlanta, which is insane, and other states. She promotes shows in other states besides her home state. That is wild to me. As someone who promotes shows and does things like gigs at different venues and hosts and produces a lot of stuff, it is insane to me that she's able to do that and do it in other states. So seeing Phoenix back on my screen will be really exciting. I did really like her on season 3. I wish she kind of gotten a little more shine, a little further. It was still the beginning of Drag Race, so a lot of girls didn't know what to expect, which I think now they do, and now she's going to have a better chance of getting to show her drag, her evolution, and her talents. I really don't think she got to show much of what she could do on her original season, and I think this will be a good chance for her and Nicole as well, to bring themselves back and show us what they can do. So while I'm doing this wig, they are currently filming press week interviews and stuff like that. So far, we've gotten to see the Met Gala looks, which were amazing. Then they also have gotten to do their sports looks, which I thought was an interesting theme for the, for the interviews. Sports looks were very interesting. Mistresses was hilarious. She brought Eleanor out, so that was kind of iconic to see Eleanor be brought to an interview for Allstars 10. It was crazy. So I have my Wednesday show May 28th with Lady Shanzia at Rocks, featuring the legend of Albany, the icon, the star, Carmi Hope. It is going to be a good old classic drag show. So we're going to be doing numbers that are like older drag numbers, not so much newer songs, but just kind of showcasing older drag and where we came from. Because I really think that's important going into Pride Month, that we know where we came from, we know our history, and we just honor the people that came before us. So many of these older queens that are still doing drag don't get the opportunities that the younger girls get just because they're not able to do stunts or do high energy performances in the way that we are. And I think that's really a shame because we're losing out on such talent and such educational value. They know a lot about where we came from and what we've been through. And I think it's really important that we learn from them and we listen to what they have to say and that we take notes. Yes, there's going to be times where they're wrong, but there's also going to be a lot of things they could teach us as well. There's just so much talent in the upstate area that I am excited to see where this next year goes. Speaking of next year, in August, we will be having our 6th year anniversary of Illusions. So make sure you come out August 2nd for our show featuring Memphis Divine and Tequila Divine from, I think they're from Connecticut. I could be wrong. I really don't know. They're close enough that they can drive. How about that? They are fierce. Memphis is another great wig designer like myself. And she is amazing at drag as a trans artist and just a trans icon in general. So they'll be gracing the stage for the 6th year anniversary of my party, Illusions. And speaking of 6 years, it is very exciting to have that show for 6 years and to have another year with it. So let's make sure we are telling me who you want to see. So far we've heard names such as Silky, Sugar and Spice, and Miss Mamshi people want to come down, so maybe I'll work on that. I'm definitely interested in booking Silky, so we'll see if that happens. But keep suggesting names for us to book. We are trying to grow the show and get a bigger budget, bigger show. And the more that you show up and show out and just help us support by sharing our flyer on social media, following our Instagram, illusions_party. Just the more things you do like that to help us promote will help us get a bigger budget and more special guests. So far, we've had some really amazing guests. We recently had Mistress Isabel Brooks, and let me just tell you that was the highest rating show we've had so far, so congrats to everybody involved. We had the lovely Faggoty Ann as my co-host, and yeah, it was just a really good time. The energy in the crowd was amazing. A lot of queer people came out, which was great, because we usually have a a little bit of an overflow of straight people, as we're the only 18 plus dance bar with a club and dance floor in the area. So sometimes it's a little hard to, you know, queer up the space. But I really think we definitely did that this week with the Illusions Party and Mistress Isabel Brooks. So congrats to everybody involved. Next we have Irene the Alien, and yeah, it'll just be hopefully just as good, especially since Allstars will be airing at that time, so people will hopefully be able to come watch her and know a little bit more about her, since she was such an early out on her season. And speaking of Allstars 10, me and Filipina will be hosting a viewing party at Waterworks Pub from 7 to 9:30 p.m. every Friday with the lovely bartender Jacob. So make sure you mark your calendars if you're in the Albany or 518 area and you come out to see the show. So some videos I'm thinking of doing that I want to get your opinions on is maybe I will do some more makeup videos where I have people paint me and we'll bring back the essence of painting. That would be kind of fun. I also want to do some get ready with me videos with some of the guests I bring for Illusions. So we might start bringing them in a day early and filming with them and making some content. I could do vlogs of my shows so that you guys can get a little idea of how things go and who we book and just how things work in my day-to-day life with the show producer aspect of it, slash performer, slash host. I don't know, there's a lot of ideas of things I could do. I want to know what you guys want to see. What do you want to see on my channel? What do you want to hear on my channel? It's just all very exciting that I'm getting to refresh my channel, start over, do something new, and just kind of showcase different things. I'm really excited to see what this venture takes me on, how it goes, what we get out of it, and who I get to get on the channel. I'm excited to see what guests I can bring to you guys and what I can do to explore more of a higher quality channel. So we are almost done with the wig. We've got a few more layers of curling to go, and then we'll be done. So I'm going to finish this off camera, and then we'll be right back with the finished product. We'll be back before I do the hot combing, so I can show you a little bit of that. But yeah, let's be right back. So now that we have all the curls put in from the curling wand, I'm just going to take a little bit of hairspray. I use Got2b. I know you're supposed to use a lighter spray, but I just hold it far enough away, do a light mist on the top layer. As I've been going the whole time, I've been doing a little bit of misting. And then I'm going to go in with this wide tooth comb that came with the wig, which is a really nice comb actually, and just kind of separate the curls so that they're a little bit more, I don't know, together might be the word I'm looking for. This wig is really old and sheds a lot because I've used her for so many different styles and things. She's kind of getting to her end, so I do have more blonde hair on the way to color and style. I did color and style this wig myself. Well, color obviously was done by me, and style, as you can see, I'm doing it right now for the 100,000th time. Got the hair all brushed out. Curls are still beautiful, just a little fluffier. So I'm going to grab my hot comb, which is one of these. Basically what these do is they just defrizz the wig a little bit, give it more volume, and just smooth it into place. I got mine for $13 on Amazon. It was the best investment I could possibly say for a human hair wig. All I gotta say is, you definitely need one of these if you're doing human hair. It basically just smooths everything out as you go and gives it a lot more height and volume than just leaving the wig curled. So as you can see, the wig has some volume to it from just being old and worn, but I kind of want to solidify it and make it just a little more smooth. So I'm brushing through with the hot comb to give it a little more of a separated but volumized piece. I obviously can't do it as well as I normally would because my hand is still recovering from surgery and having a PICC line in right now, but we're getting there. So it just detangles the wig a little more than your normal comb would. Gives it that volume. And you can piece it and shape it however you would like. As it heats up, it'll get better. Give it a less separated feel. And then we'll do it on this side, just to kind of smooth it out, give it a little height. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to turn it around, add some hairspray, some clips to hold it into place. And then I'm going to take some clips and just go along the hairline to kind of keep it in place when I spray it. This probably is not the proper way to do all this. By the way, this is just me being self-taught with these tools. So if you have any tips or tricks that you want to share, feel free to do so in the comments. I definitely could use some tips or tricks. I am just doing what my little heart desires to get the result I want. So that's how the clip should look in the front. And then I'm just going to hit it with some hairspray and we're done. Okay. So this is the finished wig. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you at some of my future shows. And I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon.